you tend to be overwhelmed by the world around you, maybe because you're an empath like me, or just because things just get out of hand sometimes and you just need a way to get back to your center. So maybe these few tips might be of help. But first, hi, my name is Sheila, and thank you for this conversation. So let's dive in. In this video, we are going to talk about why it is so important to slow down, a few tips to help you slow down, a healthy practice to keep every day, maybe a quick story depending on how I feel, and we'll close it off, right? So why is it important to slow down internally? As I mentioned before, if you are someone that considers himself as an empath, so you gather a lot of energy, so you reflect energies that, not reflect, but you absorb, I would say, absorb the energies that are around you. You kind of need to let that go, right? So when you are in high alert, you are activating your fight or flight mode, your survival mode. And that's great and all, but not all the time. And because you need to slow down, you need to learn to do this every single day because your mind is so active, because you have a naturally powerful, creative mind, and you are constantly generating visions, ideas, and ways to move forward. That's just a human in you. When you pause inside yourself, even for a moment, you create clarity to rise above the noise. Let me repeat that. When you pause inside yourself for even one moment, you create clarity to rise above the noise. Let that sink in. That's when you can start hearing your intuition, feel your true desires, and allow your energy to live up to your goals instead of rushing them out of pressure or habit. And also, creating new habits is a really good thing too. So slowing down doesn't mean doing it less. It means letting your inner world settle so that your next steps can reveal themselves to you and feel aligned, effortless, and guided. That's when they say that we're the most magnetic, right? So yeah, a few tips for me that help me calm down, and this may be a reminder to you, but I think repetition is important in this case because we as humans tend to go to the next best thing, even though we know what to do already. So in order for it to stop being a next best thing, we need to remind ourselves constantly of the one thing that you can keep in the back pocket, that you can practice on a day-to-day basis. And it's so simple. Even I forget sometimes, but I have to remind myself, and I do remind myself. I started setting an alarm on my phone just to remind myself to do this. And the first, we're doing it already, is breathing, but breathing deeply. So for me, I was taught to do that for 1 to 5 minutes, and just keeping my hand on my heart like so, and just breathe deeply, for 5 minutes. Just inhale on a count of maybe 5 or 6. Exhale on the count of 5 or 6. do this for like 5 minutes. If you are in an office, you literally can do this at your desk. Nobody will know, but it is very important to kind of do certain things to, bring back the calm inside so that you don't get, how can I say this? So that the world doesn't affect you so much. It happens, but you can better manage what you say to people, you have better responses, and then your work improves, or the quality of your work improves. Writing your thoughts or talking out loud to yourself. Yes, I know, talking out loud to yourself. It works, try it. I'm not letting it, you can do whatever you want. Or you can call people that talk to themselves crazy, but you won't know until you try it. Don't talk. Yes, you can have a support group, but the reason why I personally, I wouldn't say I don't, I don't know what I would do, but for me, it's better for me to just talk to myself because I am my own best friend. And you can talk to a therapist as well. That's why they're here, so that they can hear what you're saying and be observant of what comes out of your mouth. But they're not here, they're just looking from a third person. So you can actually do this on your own as well, in addition to going to a therapist if you already do. You observe the thoughts that are coming out, and you just observe them. You don't judge them, you don't react to them, you just let them flow. And I've mentioned that before in a few of the videos. That idea is not mine. Like, all of these things are already out there. I think for me, maybe the purpose of this video is not only to remind myself to stick to the things that I already know, but also this is like one, documentation, but also this is maybe to remind you as well to do the things that you already know how to do, because you don't need a new thing. You just need to repeat the things that you've learned from maybe a young kid. So yeah, writing your thoughts, writing things down in your diary, in your journal. We don't say diary anymore. We say journal now, right? But yeah, I think that is important. And I had stopped for a while, but now going back and writing these things is so rewarding. And it's also now documenting them and keeping them safe, because these moments, these little nuggets that I put on, like from my pen to the paper, those are so powerful, and they're intellectual property that you can go back and revisit and just see how your world changes or changed. Another thing is use theta waves. So I used to do that, but now I think the breathing helped bring me to a theta state. And theta state, please go and Google this, but theta state is when your whole your thoughts, they don't race anymore. They're not like high alert. You slow down, you calm down, and you return to center. But please look at the definition of that and the benefits of theta. I stick to the breathing because sometimes having things in my ear annoys me, but I used to, and it's quite powerful as well. So yeah, these are the 3 tips, I guess I would say. So deep breaths, 1 to 5 minutes. You're writing your thoughts, or speaking to yourself out loud, or both. And theta waves. from experience, they have helped me. Okay, so now a healthy practice. A healthy practice to keep every single day. I believe that you should, maybe for this week, do like set a reminder on your phone for a morning, noon, and evening time so that you can remind yourself to take 5 minutes out of your morning to take a few deep breaths for 5 minutes with your hand on your heart. At noon, do the same thing when you're at lunch, give yourself 5 minutes. You deserve that, don't you? And then in the evening, do the same thing. It's just to regulate your system, is to regulate your heart. And fun fact, your heart is actually the brain of this operation. There is a study about it, how your heart is like, it's bigger than your brain in terms of like it sends out signals, to the whole body. So I think I need to revise that, but I do remember there was a mention in an article that, well, not an article, like a scientific thingy, that your heart is actually a brain in itself, which is so cool. So having your hand, your energy, the energy that traverses through your hand, touch your heart, it's kind of like you're circling back. You're like making this flow and saying, yes, hey, body, I'm here. Listen, heart, we're safe. So doing that keeps you in a full alignment, I guess. Oh, it feels good. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if I have a story. As I said, maybe a quick story of how it helps me. I guess I would say my day-to-day work life, because I'm around so many personalities that I wouldn't want to lose myself, lose my essence, who I am, who Shayla is truly. And because I had to dive in so much to find who I am, and being around different personalities, especially as an empath. I don't like to categorize myself, but I do feel like I absorb other people's energies. Unfortunately, I do feel that. So being that way and knowing that about myself, making it a routine to constantly breathe and recenter is so important for my lifestyle. So that is all I have for you, but I would love to know how you keep yourself aligned and centered every day, and if you actually do make it a daily habit, because sometimes we forget, and that is completely normal. But lately I've seen that habits and discipline are a really great way to create freedom. And Serena Williams, I believe she mentioned that in one of her talks, and I firmly believe it as well. Discipline does create freedom, because if you are disciplined in what you do and the hours that you place towards your work, your health, taking care of yourself, you have a set time, or these are your non-negotiables. If you create non-negotiables in your lifestyle, those are beautiful, because it does allow hours that can be that will be free to do other things. So that is all. And now for the shameless plug-in. Is that what they called it? Shameless plug-in? Anyway, so I have a candle company, wellness company, and I currently make candles, and I started making soaps as well. I will be posting some photos. I haven't posted photos of the soaps yet. I'm just sending it out to a few, lovely customers that as a gift. But yeah, so check out my store, Bees and Botany. The link will be in the description below. Also, I am having a 30% off discount, and also the code is also below. So feel free to check it out, and yeah, I'll see you soon. That was a long video, but I wanted to stick to my script, and that's progress. Every day, 1% at a time. You got this.